Hello and welcome back to another episode of Bobcat Sports Weekly. This is our 6th installment, and man, what a week of sports did we have, especially for homecoming weekend and a big old football game. So,
let's get right into it.
yes sir.
WDBJ7 called this game the game of the week, possibly game of the year. However, for the two-way, determining playoff picture in the later run and just right now. Gretna coming in as number 2 ranked in the two-way. We're ranked obviously number 1 in two-way. The visiting Hawks were defeated by our homestanding Bobcats 21-20 in overtime, and holy cow, it was exciting.
Yeah, it was an insane game. I would honestly say that, even on the pro levels or college levels, I think it might be one of the best games I've watched. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely like a top. I'd say it's probably top 5 game that I've watched. Just overall levels of football. So it was an insane game. So.
And, of course, adding in, that's our high school, and this could possibly be the best game I've personally attended in all levels, like you said, college, professional, and high school. It was insane, obviously, without missing PJ, Justice, and all of our other injuries that we've had throughout the year, Brent, and even a banged-up Andrew Overson. We didn't know how we were going to do against this really good Gretna team. This team was awesome. And, in fact, Gretna actually got their way on offense pretty much, having a total of over 400 yards. They had 440 total yards compared to just our 222. However, 368 of those were on the ground.
Yeah, they didn't really they weren't very consistent, and really what carried their yards was they just had so many just gigantic plays that just carried their yards, and it took us a little while, our offense, it took us a while to really get going. And then eventually Xavier Cobbs on a punt return just fires up the crowd and gets the energy going for everybody.
You're right. That was the turning point for the, offense and Bobcats. They had just had a big play. If I'm correct, it was over 60 yards. Yeah, a 64-yard pass, just over the middle, just a little over the middle lob, 64 yards for Gretna. And then we kind of fizzled out next possession, and then we stopped them on defense. Like you said, a 50-plus yard punt return that was electrifying by Xavier. He was tackled at the 6-yard line, and then Darius Wesley Brubeck, next play, pounds his way in for the end zone for his first touchdown.
Yeah, and can we also talk about Darius Wesley Brubeck, too? He did not shy away from the spotlights, filling in for, obviously, PJ, who's out for the season, and I think he did an amazing job. He really carried the slack, and also Jarrell Baylor, too, also had a very, very good game. He's extremely hard to tackle. He's a big old guy, so.
And the running game up the middle wasn't there, really. I mean, I was talking to Justice. He said the linebackers were just crashing in so hard and just shutting down everything up the middle. Their running backers were pretty good. So we had to bounce out a little bit of read option. Zane Roop also had a great game rushing the ball. 214 rushing yards out of our 222. Passing game was not great. 1 for 8 total yards. Not fantastic at all.
Yeah.
But 214 yards on the ground against a very physical and big defense. That's pretty darn good.
Yeah, and that's also without PJ also. And but Zane, we call him Night Train Zane. That's the student section, and he lives up. He embraces that name. He comes after he scored a touchdown. How long of a run was it?
50-yard rush.
Yeah, it was a 50-yard rush, and we all started chanting Night Train Zane in the student section. He hops up, he goes, he does that. It was something else.
Yeah, he got a little chewed out for interacting with us, but it's okay. It was an exciting game. Crowd was into it. Team was into it. I've never seen the not student section only, but the whole crowd so into the game with the players, and it was just throughout the whole game. Kind of got a little boring in the third and fourth quarter after the 2 touchdowns that were scored in the third quarter. We had our go-ahead touchdown. That was Zane's touchdown run in the 50. That gave us 14. And 30 seconds later, Gretna answered with a 70-yard run by their running back, who was huge, absolutely a monster.
He was insane.
But he broke a few tackles for 70 yards and answered 30 seconds later. But this is you can talk all about this, but it came down to the very end. In the fourth quarter, it was we kind of fizzled out with about 1:40 to go. We had the ball after a big goal line stand. First off, we had the ball. didn't do much, punted away. They had a decent punt return, not much.
It was a very good punt from Connor Litton,
yeah,
too.
Connor Litton. His average punt was 44 yards. That's unbelievable. That's college level right there.
Yeah.
That's pretty ridiculous.
And also, he's got ice in his veins, too.
It's true.
We'll get to that part in a little bit, but...
So, we'll set the scene for you. They had the ball with about a minute left. It was like third down or something. And then the penalties, the flags just came out everywhere.
Yeah, it seemed like we were getting called for almost everything. We had 7 penalties, they had 5, but the yard difference, our penalties cost us 90 yards, and theirs was only 28.
Yeah, so a huge difference in the yards there, and I think 3 or 4 of them came in at the end. There's 2 pass interference calls, and then and on sportsmanlike conduct on Kip Green, I believe. But it was just ridiculous, these penalties. They didn't really have any big plays on that final drive down in the fourth quarter. In the final minute. They just had these penalties that got them down. And then with about 15 seconds left, they were at the 5, and then they had one play where they were at the 2-yard line, and the wall of defense just stood up. They're running back at the 1 with 8 seconds left.
Yeah, they were in a jet sweep on one play, and Ben Cox absolutely explodes through the middle and just stops him right in his place. And I see Ben get up. He's hyped, and just the energy here on Friday night was just contagious.
Oh, it was insane. You mentioned Ben Cox. He did get Player of the Week, or Player of the Game, my bad, for in almost every article you can find. He was Player of the Game. He was everywhere. I've never seen him so he was just a man amongst little boys. Like he was just unbelievable.
And you don't really see him get like extremely hyped. Like usually he's pretty calm the whole time, but you could tell last night they just did not want to lose our homecoming game. And I was talking to one of our students in the student section. He was like, "We cannot lose our homecoming game," and that's why like as they were on the 2, but then.
Yeah, you said on the 2. I mean, that really showed their heart. They stopped him at the goal line at the 1, and then a few injuries happened, unfortunately, for Andrew Overson and one of their guys. Hopefully he gets better. I know Andrew's still hurting a little, but they had a field goal attempt, like pretty much an extra point. And we got the student section really ramped up. And
I like to take a little bit of credit for that.
You calling credit for that?
I think our student section definitely,
or just like our fans. You think it got to him?
I think it got to him a little.
It was definitely partly that pressure, obviously, on it. Fans, everybody in Radford was yelling at it,
and we almost blocked it too.
Yeah.
So I think that also has something to do with it.
Wide right. First one went wide right, so I was big time. Then Zane had a big run on the final play of the game, and he almost broke it for a touchdown regulation, but unfortunately we went to overtime. That's fine. We won the toss. We elected to be defense, sent Ben Cox out there. I mean, I was the biggest guy out there. Got intimidated. We won the toss, called for defense. First, they had second play. It was a little option out. They scored a touchdown. And then you want to set the scene for the next play?
So as the student section, we were talking about like potentially running onto the field, and one of our students was like, we do not want to storm the field unless it is an absolutely grody play. And guess what?
It was
an absolutely grody play.
But you missed the biggest part. They missed the extra point.
I know.
That was the biggest part. The student section came loud, and the crowd came loud again. They missed another easy kick. This one was wide left. And then, like you said, the absolutely grody touchdown run.
From Darius Wesley Brubeck.
Second of the game. First play of our possession went right. And then
Connor Litton.
We all got close. We all got close to the sideline. All the student section. And then it took 3 attempts to finally get the kick going.
Yeah.
They got called for offsides twice, negating the 2 kicks. A little frustrating. We were all booing, a little upset about that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, what can you do? And the third time's the charm. He drills it right down the middle. Gotta say, that's a pretty special memory right there.
Yeah, I think it was one of my best high school memories that I've had.
It's definitely up there, and it's pretty hard to beat. I just got a notification that 3 years ago today, this is a Monday, 3 years ago today, Michael Hill hit a game-winning field goal as time expired I forget who it was
Yep.
against, but I remember that was a freshman year, and that was a pretty great memory.
I do remember that. I think that was my first game that I had gone to, like sitting in the student section too. Back when we were on the back row in the freshman year.
We were sitting together.
Yep.
Yeah. And he drills it right down the middle, and then 3 days ago.
We have another walk off kick.
Pretty ridiculous.
Except this one was a PAT.
Yeah, it's still just as exciting.
It still means the same thing. So.
But holy cow, that game, this past game was insane. A lot of implications for playoffs. Obviously, both teams were undefeated coming in. They were 3-0. We were 2-0. No, we were both 2-0. And it's huge implications coming to playoffs. And I think both the teams are going to be undefeated entering the playoff pictures, barring any crazy upsets. Both teams, obviously, top dogs. So, I mean, this is a big playoff seeding, and who's going to get the number 1 seed, who gets 2 seed. I only know it's only the third game of the year, but implications like that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was insane. I think being the game of the week on WDBJ 7, I think it definitely lived up to the hype. It was an insane game.
It did. And, I mean, obviously they're freaking happy with that being game of the week. They predicted it to be game of the week and could be game of the year. Oh, my goodness. But, I mean, it was just very electric all throughout the stadium, all throughout the afterwards. Everybody was just so happy.
It was my first time that I've ever seen a high school game go into overtime.
Me too.
Like when
I didn't know
when they went into overtime, I didn't even know what the rules were.
I didn't know if they were going to be professional or like college, and they're like college, which is good. So, I mean, holy cow, that was awesome. So, we go on this Thursday.
Not Friday.
Not Friday, Thursday, at Giles. Then Friday, obviously Tech game, don't want to compete with that. So at Giles will be Thursday is the varsity game. Spartans looking a little rough this year, a little down.
Yeah, and it's also a homecoming too for Kip Green.
Yeah, so he will come back. The theme will be green out. little rubbing in there a little, but so for his last name, Kip Green, yes, he will be facing his former team for the first time. And the last time,
Yep.
he was a senior. So he's excited, and we're all excited. Hopefully we can keep it going, be 4-0 on the seed, 5-0 if you include the Pulaski scrimmage. And I don't know, pretty good stuff coming, man. Hopefully we can get this out to you Thursday so we can hype you up for that game a little bit before Friday. So we'll see what we can do.
Yep.
But it was good stuff, man. So the golf team, after all of that exciting football, the golf team went 1-1 on the week, lost to Floyd Monday at George Wythe, but then Thursday we absolutely waxed Floyd at their home course, and we finally brought it on the show. We got the trophy shared between two teams. It is
it's something.
It's something else. I don't know how else to describe it. Obviously, it's decorated by the winner each time. Floyd put this buffalo head on it because they are the buffaloes. They also have a painted buffalo, so it looks pretty good. Also, their tally marks. We have our nice rockin' R with a little Bobcat slash through it, and then our Argyle pants match our Argyle shorts that we wear.
And also the Bobcat tattoo.
We also do have a Bobcat tattoo right here under the stomach, but I
mean, it's a tradition.
I guess. I really hope Coach Roberts changes his tradition next year to something. I mean, the tradition's cool with the trophy, but I hope it's like an actual trophy. But
yeah.
Other than that, it's still a good thing to own it because we don't have a match this week prepping for regions. Coming up Monday at the Homestead. Pretty nice course. I'm all excited about that. But yeah, Homestead on Monday. The top 2 teams will go to states. So that's big time. And it's huge. It's looking like Floyd and us are the favorites. But still, that's a little scary, obviously. You must have one bad day and you're in third and you don't go to states.
Yeah, very high stakes coming up next week.
So we're gearing up for that whole week of prep for that. So no matches. We got the pig for a solid week since we don't have any matches. Hopefully we can beat Floyd. Hopefully, even if we come in second, I won't be upset. As long as we get the states, that is all that matters, really. So yeah, we waxed Floyd at Floyd. That was very joyous. Beaten by 18 strokes. That was awesome. And Trevor Price having a ridiculous match, shooting par 72. He was straight even. John Woods played out of his mind too. It's just 2 over. Also the 74. So it was it was really great coming in and destroying them on their home course.
Yeah, that's always awesome too. And let's also talk about what you guys have planned for the pig this week.
So we are currently printing some black and gold 3D
Oh shoot.
Jordan shoes, requested by obviously Coach Roberts, to put on each of the 4 little hooves here on the pig. I guess they're hooves. I guess they're hooves. Feet. Pig's feet. Pig's feet. Pig's feet. So yeah, he's printing 4 3D Jordans that are black and gold for the pig, and so I don't know. It's still a little weird.
Yeah.
But it is what it
I'm a
is.
little bit weirded out by it, but
Oh well. I mean, we got the pig. It's still a trophy. We got it for a week. And hopefully we can keep it for next week, and hopefully I won't be here to record next Monday.
so it's just gonna be my show. So.
Oh no, I will be. Oh no, I won't, because I'll be out of town. So you might just have to
It's
hold
just
down
gonna
the
be
fort,
my
boss.
show. Oh shoot.
Yeah, so we'll see. Or we can wait till Tuesday and we can discuss whether we won or lost the match.
Yeah.
We'll discuss later. We'll bring that to you. We'll update that on our Twitter account. And all that.
So our volleyball team, they went 1-1 last week. So they beat the absolute crap out of Marion.
Yeah.
Should I say crap?
No, always do.
Yeah.
Say tar.
Tar.
It's 3, 2, 1.
So our volleyball team last week, they went 1-1. They went. Were we at home for Marion or?
Yes, we were at home.
Yep, we were at home, and we beat the living daylights out of them. To be honest with you.
Another sweep. Another
Uh-huh.
sweep there on the season.
Yep, swept them, and then we also played Giles, who we lost in 5-2. But they're a very talented team, and also too, I mean, we took them to 5. So.
Yeah, we were leading. We were 2-1 in the sets, entering the 4th, and they tied it in the 4th, and then took the 5th set. I heard it was an absolutely packed stadium or crowd. Student section apparently there was absolutely bananas, and volleyball teams, they're a little salty about it. They're a little upset about losing. They really wanted to go in and silence that crowd, but they're really upset about laying down. And there's nothing to be ashamed about losing that team. Giles, we knew, was very good, very talented team.
Yeah.
They have a chance at winning states just like us. So, I mean, nothing to be ashamed about losing. But
we also have some potential redemption coming up this week, too.
Yes, so we will host Allegheny and James River. That'll be Tuesday and Wednesday, I believe. So, I mean, 2 teams that we should beat handily. And then Giles will be in a couple of weeks. And the volleyball team has specifically requested us to absolutely pack that arena and be loud for that one, because they really want to match the hype that they had at Giles.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely want to get the crowd into it. We want to match Giles' student section. So.
Yeah, they said they hadn't seen a student section that crazy in a volleyball game. So they want us to be loud also, and we know we can be loud. Obviously, a football game we're loud, so we know we can pack the gym. We've seen it for basketball games. And some big-time volleyball games also in the past for playoff.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely try to do that. We will spread the word about that one coming up. That'll be in a few weeks, so no need to immediately worry about that. But, yeah, so they got 2 games this week. Hopefully they can go 2-0.
Yep, let's hope so. So our Bobcats, over the week, we had a winning record, 4-2, but a gigantic victory for our football team on homecoming eve. So very exciting week for the Bobcats.
It did give us a good taste at the end with a huge win over Gretna. This was a good week, man.
Yeah, and there is no better way to send out our senior homecoming than having a big game like that. So
it's been our 6th installment.
Yeah, 6th installment of Bobcat Sports Weekly.
And we will catch you next week, whether we're recording Monday or Tuesday. We're not sure yet, but we'll still see you next week.
Yep.
Signing off.
Thank you.